Good evening. At this time, I would like to call the meeting to order for our reorganizational meeting here at the Rome City School District. Today is July 9th, and it is 5:03 p.m. At this time, I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And at this time, I would like to give the oath of office to our new superintendent. And I will have you read this statement right here for me.
I, Nerlanda and Salm, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Office of Superintendent of Schools.
And then people will sign at the bottom for me. Thank you so much. At this time, we will give the oath of office to our newly elected and re-elected board members. If I can have you all come and stand right in the front here. And you will read this statement right here.
Together?
Yes.
I do solemnly swear for affirmation that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of board member.
And if you could all sign on this bottom line for me. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to call for nominations for president.
I nominate Cassie Canuti.
Second.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Any opposed? No? Okay. Congratulations, Cassie, on being our president.
Alrighty. Okay. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of President according to the best of my ability. Thank you. All right. And then at this time, I'll take a call for nominations for Vice President.
I'll nominate Sue Carvelli for Vice President.
Sue Carr. Any other nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Sue.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President according to the best of my ability.
We'll wait for seat swap next time. All right, at this time, I'll call for nomination for district clerk.
I nominate Sandy Williams.
Any other nominations?
Sandy Russell, I'm so sorry.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Congratulations, Sandy.
Yay.
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of district clerk according to the Constitution.
Great. And Nerland, any additions or deletions to our agenda?
Yes, on page 5, resolution number 4, we want to remove the word his and just put designee.
I'm sorry, page 5.
Page 5,
Which one?
under 44, it says that the superintendent or his designee, just remove the word his and just leave it or designee. Very inclusive. Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting. Resolution, on page 13, resolution 74. Because currently we have 2 interim, we have an interim for HR and an interim for school business official. We would like to just leave the title instead of names of individuals until a probationary people are assigned. On page 14, resolution 74, there was just a mistake. The Dundee Elementary School changed acting principal. We're changing it to Karen Peak.
I'm sorry.
Under Dundee,
Okay.
changing from David Itzel to Karen Peak. Peek. And then lastly, resolution 76, under John Joy, in case, I know there's a process here where when a principal is out, we get a sub, but if there's no sub, we also wanted to make sure that we have another contingency plan so that we're not reactive. So we are nominating the director of elementary programs for that. Those are the changes.
All right. Here we go, crew. All right, action item number 14, resolution for appointment of assistant clerk. Resolved that in the absence of the district clerk, the director of business and finance be appointed to serve as assistant clerk. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Kirsten. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Oath of office, we're going to skip that one. Okay, we're going to remove action item 16, or 15. Action item 16, resolution to authorize Board of Education members' participation in various meetings. Resolved that the Board of Education authorizes attendance at county, state, and national school board association meetings and other such conferences as approved by the President of the Board of Education. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 17, resolution to appoint Rome City School District Treasurer. Resolved that Kimberly Seifert be appointed as the Rome City School District Treasurer effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. I move the resolution. Seconded by Kirsten. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 18, resolution to appoint Rome City School District Deputy Treasurer. Resolved that Jeffrey Sessions be appointed as the Rome City School District Deputy Treasurer at a rate of pay commensurate. Oh my God. Someone help me. Commensurate. Thank you. With the bargaining unit overtime provision effective July 1st, 2024. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item number 19, resolution to appoint central treasurer for extracurricular activities account. Resolved that the school district treasurer be appointed as central treasurer for the extracurricular activities account for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 20, resolution to appoint school purchasing agent. Resolved that the Director of Business and Finance be appointed school purchasing agent for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Second by Kirsten. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 21, resolution to appoint records management officer. Resolved that the Director of Business and Finance be appointed records management officer for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 22, resolution to appoint data protection officer. Resolved that the Director of Information and Technology be appointed data protection officer for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Second by Kirsten. All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item number 23, resolution to appoint student residency determination officer. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the director of counseling services, or their designee is hereby designated as the person to make determinations of student residency and entitlement to attend the schools of the district pursuant to section 100-3Y of the regulations of the Commissioner of Education. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 24, resolution to appoint asbestos designee. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the director of facilities be designated as the asbestos designee for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Second by John. All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 25, resolution to appoint district compliance officers for the 2024-2025 school year. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the personnel in the following position be appointed as compliance officers of the Rome City School District sexual harassment and non-discrimination programs for the 2024-2025 school year. Director of People Operations. I move the resolution. Second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
Resolution number 26, resolution to appoint 504 compliance officer. Resolve the director of supported learning or designee is hereby appointed 504 compliance officer for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Seconded by Kelly.
Yeah. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Number 27, resolution designating a representative and an alternative representative for the Madison Oneida Herkimer School Healthcare Consortium. Whereas the Rome City School District is a participating member of the Madison Oneida Herkimer Healthcare Consortium, henceforth consortium, and whereas the municipal corporation agreement governing the relationship between the participating members of the consortium permits each member the opportunity to designate a consortium representative and a consortium alternative representative. And one, the Board of Education does hereby designate the Director of Business and Finance as the district's compliant consortium representative for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025. The Board of Education does hereby designate the Superintendent of Schools as the district's consortium alternative representative for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025 in the event that a consortium meeting is not attended by the district's representatives but is attended by one of the district's alternative representatives. The district's alternative representative shall have full voting authority during the consortium meeting. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 28, resolution to appoint the Assistant Superintendent for Operations and Management as internal claims auditor. Resolved that the Assistant Superintendent for Operations and Management be appointed as internal claims auditor solely for the auditing of the board appointed internal claims auditors' invoices and payments. I move the resolution.
Second by Kirsten.
All in favor? Any opposed? Number 29, resolution to appoint fiscal advisor. Resolved that the Board of Education appoint Fiscal Advisors Incorporated as the fiscal advisor for the Rome City School District for the 2024-25 school year. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Resolution Number 30, resolution to renew services of D'Angelo and Company to perform the required annual audits. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Rome City School District renews the contract with D'Angelo and Company to complete the annual audit for the school year ending June 30th, 2025, and authorizes the president of the Board of Education to sign such agreement. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 31, resolution to appoint the law firm of Trespass Law Firm, LLP, to serve as bond counsel. Resolved that the firm of Trespass Law Firm, LLP, be appointed bond counsel for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried.
Action item 32, resolution to appoint architectural firm of Labella Associates to serve as the district's architect and engineering firm of record. Resolved that the firm of Labella Associates be appointed as architect and engineering firm of record for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by Kirsten. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 33, resolution to appoint CNS companies to serve as the district's construction. Resolved that CNS companies be appointed construction manager of record for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. 34, resolution to appoint the law firm of Ferrara Forenza PC to serve as legal counsel of record. Resolved that the law firm of Ferrara Forenza PC will be legal counsel of record for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 35, resolution to authorize the superintendent of schools to utilize services of a local attorney. Whereas the district may have a number of local issues that require services of legal counsel, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent of schools to utilize on a needs basis the services of a local attorney for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Second by Kirsten. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 36, resolution to appoint school physician. Resolve that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, WorkFit Medical LLC is hereby appointed school physicians for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by John. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 37, resolution to appoint AmCare Ambulance Service Incorporated to provide medical coverage at athletic competitions. Resolved that AmCare Ambulance Service Incorporated of Rome is hereby appointed to provide medical coverage at athletic competitions for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by John. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 38, resolution for student accident insurance. Resolved that the board authorizes the district to enter into contract for the provision of the accident insurance coverage for all students in grade pre-K through 12 as administered by Gerber for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by Kirsten. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 39, resolution to appoint internal claims auditor. Resolved that Grossman St. Amour CPAs PLLC be appointed as the internal claims auditor for the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 40, resolution to renew cafeteria services to the United Cerebral Palsy. Resolved that the Board of Education authorizes the superintendent of schools to sign a contract renewing cafeteria services to United Cerebral Palsy for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. Seconded by Kirsten. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Go for it.
Number 41, resolution to authorize the City of Rome to do the tax collection for the 2024-2025 school year. Resolved that the Board of Education authorizes the City of Rome to collect school taxes for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second by Sue.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Number 42, resolution to accept the intermunicipal agreement between the Rome City School District and the Madison Oneida BOCES for attorney services. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the intermunicipal agreement for attorney services between the Rome City School District and the Madison Oneida BOCES for the 2024-2025 school year be accepted by the Board of Education. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Kirsten.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 43, resolution for settlement of claims. Resolved that the superintendent of schools, upon the recommendation of the director of business and finance and the school attorney, is hereby authorized to compromise, settle, and pay minor claims against the district and/or claims and corrections to the tax assessment roll in the amount not to exceed $1,000 per claim settled, in all claim settlements greater than $1,000 must have board approval. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. 44, resolution to authorize superintendent to certify payroll. Resolved that the superintendent or designee be authorized to certify payrolls for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor? Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 45, a resolution to authorize Director of Business and Finance to perform duties needed to correct tax rolls. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Rome City School District authorize the Director of Business and Finance to perform the duties of the Board with regard to corrections of errors on tax rolls and refunds of taxes based upon errors where the correction or refund does not exceed $2,500 for 2024-2025 and subsequently report the same to the Board. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 45, resolution to approve mileage reimbursement rate. Resolved that the reimbursement equal to the IRS rate per mile plus tolls and overnight parking charges for out-of-district travel on official school business be approved. It is further recommended that all employees be eligible for reimbursement at the IRS rate unless otherwise modified by contractual agreement for all in-district mileage while in the performance of their official duties. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 46, resolution to authorize expenses for out-of-district travel. Resolved that the superintendent or designee is hereby empowered to authorize all expenditures, including those for out-of-district travel, for attendance at conferences and meetings, for which funds have been appropriated within the budget. I move the resolution.
Second.
All,
Second by Kirsten.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
47, resolution designating bank as official depository. Whereas Community Bank NA be designated as the official depository for the Rome City School District, now therefore be it resolved that the following financial institutions also be designated as official depositories for the Rome City School District: M&T Bank, New York State Liquid Asset Fund, Community Bank NA. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 48, resolution for authorization of intra-fund transfers. Resolve the Director of Business and Finance be authorized to make intra-fund transfers not to exceed $10,000 for the 2024 school year. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 49, resolution to establish a petty cash fund. Resolved that the Rome City School District is authorized to establish a petty cash fund not to exceed $100 for the purpose of paying properly itemized bills for materials, supplies, or services requiring immediate payment. And be it further resolved that the Deputy Treasurer shall be the custodian of the petty cash funds. I move the resolution.
Second by Kirsten.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 50, resolution to set the fee for copying of records. Resolved that the fee for the copying of records is set at 75 cents per 8.5 by 11 page for the 2024 school year. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor? Motion's carried. Number 50, resolution to accept the cooperative bidding agreement between the Rome City School District and the Madison United BOCES for the purchase of supplies and equipment on a collective scale. Resolved pursuant to Section 119-0 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York, the cooperative bidding agreement for the bidding and purchases of supplies and equipment on a collective scale between Rome City School District and Madison United BOCES for the 2024-2025 school year be accepted by the Board of Education and the Director of Business and Finance to be approved to represent the district in all matters related to cooperative bidding. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried.
And then just a correction to the action items, everything will be +1, starting with that second resolution. So we have two 50s. So starting on page 7, we're going to start with action item 52.
Good catch.
Eagle eyes. Action item 52, resolution to authorize 403B tax sheltered annuities companies. Resolved that the Board of Education authorize the following 403B tax sheltered annuity companies for the 2024-2025 school year as outlined on page 7 of tonight's agenda. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by John. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 53, resolution to authorize district credit card. Resolved that the Rome City School District is authorized to maintain a credit card not to exceed $5,000 in the name of Rome City School District. I move the resolution. Second by John. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 54, resolution to authorize district credit card for fuel purchases. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Rome City School District is authorized to maintain a credit card for fuel purchases not to exceed $30,000 per month for school buses and not to exceed $10,000 per month for facilities, vehicles in the name of the Rome City School District. I move the resolution. Second by John. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. I'll keep going. Action item 55, resolution to set administrators' daily substitute rates. Resolved that the following rate be established for the 2024-2025 school year for daily administrator substitutes. Administrator, $375 per day. I move the resolution. Second by Kelly. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 56, resolution to set non-instructional substitute rates. Resolved that the following hourly rates be established for the 2024-2025 school year for non-instructional substitutes. Clerical, $15 per hour. Custodial, $15 per hour. Food service, $15 per hour. IT intern, $15 per hour. Monitors, $15 per hour. Teachers' assistants, $15 per hour. Bus drivers, $16 per hour. Please note that this is subject to change on or before January 1st, 2025 by the Commissioner of Labor to $15.50 per hour. I move the resolution. Second by John. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 57, resolution to set athletic site supervisor rates. Resolved that the following rates be established for the 2024-2025 school year for the athletic site supervisors as listed on page 8 of tonight's agenda. I move the resolution. Sorry. Second by Sue, I think. Kirsten, sorry. Second by Kirsten. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 58, resolution to appoint hearing officers for the Committee on Special Education Subcommittee and Committee on Preschool Special Education. Whereas Section 200.1 of the Regulations of the Commissioner of Education requires that each Board of Education establish administrative procedures for the selection and board appointment of an impartial hearing officer. And whereas appointment from the impartial hearing officer list must be made in accordance with the rotational selection process established in paragraph 1 of subdivision 3 of Section 200.2 of this part. Now therefore be it resolved that the Rome City School District will use the district specific list as maintained by the State Education Department's impartial hearing reporting system for the appointment of impartial hearing officers for the Committee on Special Education and Committee on Preschool Special Education when a request is made for an impartial hearing. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
Number 59, resolution authorizing the Board of Education President, Vice President, and Clerk to appoint impartial hearing officers for special education hearings. Whereas Part 200 of the regulations of the Commissioner of Education was amended to require that upon receipt of a request for an impartial hearing involving a student with or a student suspected of having a disability, a Board of Education immediately appoint an impartial hearing officer pursuant to the procedure set forth in said regulations. And whereas said amendments are also authorize the Board of Education to designate one or more of its members to appoint the impartial hearing officer. Now therefore be it resolved that the President, Vice President, and Clerk of the Board of Education are hereby authorized to appoint the impartial hearing officer to preside over special education hearings held pursuant to New York CRR 200.5. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor? Aye. Motion's carried. Number 60, resolution to approve surrogate parent list for the 2024-25 school year. Whereas the regulations of the Commissioner of Education, Part 200, Section 200.2E-2, require that the Board of Education shall establish a list of persons from whom the district shall choose a surrogate parent. And whereas the Part 200 defines a surrogate parent as a person appointed to act in the place of parents or guardians when a student's parents or guardians are not known, or when other reasonable efforts the Board of Education cannot discover the whereabouts of a parent or the student is a ward of the state. Section 201 CCC, now therefore be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board shall follow the procedure as written as part of the regulations of the Commissioner of Education, Part 200, Section 200.5, and 3, to establish the surrogate parent list of the Rome City School District for students with disabilities, and the surrogate parent list be approved for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Want to take over?
Number 61, resolution to appoint district committee on special education and district committee on preschool special education for the 2024-2025 school year is defined by the Part 200.3 regulations of the Commissioner of Education in Section 4402 of Education Law. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the following employees' titles be approved as members of the Committee on Special Education, CSE, Committee on Preschool Special Education, for the 2024-2025 school year. Committee on Special Education, CSE, Subcommittee on Special Education Membership, District LEA Representative Chairpersons, Director of Supported Learning, CSE Chairpersons, Parent Representative requested. Other members of the CSE will be as follows: parent or persons in partial parental relationships to the student, special education teacher or provider to be determined based upon the student, regular education teacher to be determined based upon the student, school psychologist to be determined based upon the student, district nurse practitioner, physician consultant to be determined based upon the student or it requested in writing by the parent guardian of the student, other persons having knowledge or special expertise regarding the
including related services, personnel as appropriate, to be determined based upon the student, if and when appropriate, special education therapist as needed, parent representative if required. Committee on Preschool Special Education, CPSE membership, District LEA Representative Chairperson, Director of Supported Learning, CSE Chairperson, parent representative if requested. Other members of the CPSE will be as follows: parent or persons in parental relationship to the student, special education teacher or provider to be determined based upon the student, regular education teacher to be determined based upon the student, individual who can interpret the instructional implications of an evaluation to be determined based upon the student, representatives of the municipality of the preschool child's residence, district nurse practitioner, physician consultant, if specifically requested in writing by the parent or guardian of the student, other persons having knowledge or special expertise regarding the student, including related service personnel as appropriate, to be determined based upon the student. For a child in transition from early intervention programs and services, the appropriate professional designated by the agency that has been charged with the responsibility for the preschool child. I move the resolution.
Second by Kelly.
All in favor?
Just real quick before we vote, can you just, LEA is a new, LEA is a new acronym for me.
I'm just trying to think of the
It's
LPA, local educational agency. There you go, which is the district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Number 62, resolution to, oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried.
Number 62, resolution for special project authorization. Resolved that the Board of Education authorizes superintendent of schools or designated representative to sign and submit all applications for federal funds as well as any other funds which may be available to the school district. I move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 63, resolution to establish the dollar limit for superintendent of schools and Board of Education president for president approval of construction change orders. Resolved that the superintendent of schools and the president of the Board of Education be approved to sign change orders up to $10,000 per change order without prior approval of the Board of Education. I move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Number 64, resolution designating the school district treasurer and the president of the board be authorized representatives of the board in matters applying to federal assistance. Resolved that effective July 1st, 2024, the school district treasurer is hereby designated as the authorized representative of the Rome City School District's Board of Education for the purpose of furnishing to the United States of America information, data, and documents pertaining to applications for federal funds as may be necessary in connection with public laws 874, 815, and 89-10, and otherwise to act as the authorized representative of the Rome City School District Board of Education in connection with such application, and be it further resolved that in the absence of the school district treasurer, the president of the board be and hereby is designated as the authorized representative of the Rome City School District Board of Education for the purpose of furnishing to the United States of America information, data, and documents pertaining to application for federal funds as it may be necessary in connection with public laws 874, 815, 89-10, and otherwise act as the authorized representative of the Rome City School District Board of Education in connection with such application. I move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 65, resolution for federal funds compliance with regulations. Resolved that in order to continue with federal programs, the board renews its commitment to comply with federal regulations as administered by the State Education Department. I move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then it looks like there's two 65s, so it'll be 66 and 67, and also in 66, we've just been doing titles. Will we change that to a title, or does it have to be a name in 66?
It has to be a name
6. Okay.
of the person who oversees district safety.
Okay. Number 66, resolution to appoint Chief Emergency Officer. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Rome City School District appoints Robert Meza as the Chief Emergency Officer for the year ending June 30th, 2025, in accordance with New York State Education Law Sections 2801-1, 807, and 3604. I move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 67, this would be, right? Is that correct? Resolution for renewal of participation in National School Breakfast, School Lunch, and Special Milk Programs. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education authorizes the renewal of the district's participation in the National School Breakfast, School Lunch, and School Milk Programs for 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, and then that's going to be 68 on the next page.
Right. Action item 68, resolution to approve the Rome City School District Medicaid Compliance Program. Whereas the Rome City School District participates in programs that provide services to Medicaid eligible individuals and receives Medicaid reimbursement for such programs, including the School Supportive Health Services Program. And whereas the New York State Office of Medicaid Inspector General requires Medicaid providers to implement compliance programs aimed at detecting fraud, waste, and abuse in the Medicaid program. And whereas the Rome City School District is committed to compliance with all applicable laws and regulations related to Medicaid billing and reimbursement. And whereas the Rome City School District has developed a Medicaid compliance program aimed to prevent inaccurate billing or inappropriate practices in accordance with New York State Social Services Law Statute 363-D, now therefore be it resolved as follows. 1, the Rome City School District Medicaid Compliance Program is hereby approved. 2, the District of Business and Finance. The Director of Business and Finance is designated as the Rome City School District Medicaid Compliance Officer in accordance with the program. 3, the Rome City School District Superintendent and the Rome City School District Medicaid Compliance Officer are hereby directed to take steps to implement the Rome City School District Medicaid Compliance Program. I move the resolution. Seconded by John. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. 69, resolution to grant use of building to Madison Oneida BOCES Rome access site. Resolved that upon the approval of the superintendent of schools in the event of a building evacuation at the Madison Oneida BOCES Rome access site from July 1st to 2024 to June 30th, 2025, permission is granted to the Madison Oneida BOCES to use a building in the Rome City School District to evacuate students and staff. I move the resolution. Second by Kirsten. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 70, resolution to readopt policies. Resolved that the school board acknowledges that all existing policies continue unless amended by the Board of Education. I move the resolution. Second by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. 71, resolution designating a newspaper for official notices. Resolved that the Daily Sentinel be designated as the newspapers for the official district notices of the Rome City School District for the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Yes. And we are now at the top of page 13 with action item 72. And we are going to open it up to establish the day and time of our regular meetings. So under the recommendation of the superintendent, the request is for twice a month. So
Same time, same place for continuity purposes.
The only thing is it says 6 o'clock. We've been doing 5 o'clock. If that still works for everyone, just because we switched the days. So is that okay?
So I actually, as of the fall, Tuesdays are going to be really terrible for me. So the executive meeting that I was originally at got moved to Tuesdays because we don't have the data. And then Charlotte will be back in dance. So Tuesdays are not really a great day for me anymore. So I don't know if we can talk about a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I 100% don't want to do Wednesdays, Thursdays because it's all of our kids, everything is going on, and the people that come to our board meetings. Anytime you have anything going on at the schools, it's usually in the middle of the week. I'm fine with Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what.
I'm okay with Mondays.
I'm okay with Monday.
Mondays
Yeah,
at 5.
So why do we need to meet twice a month? I mean, we've been doing once a month and that has worked out
We've
very
been doing
well.
every 3 weeks.
No, we've been doing once a
Yeah.
month. No, this year was once a month.
We did that once.
We did every 3 weeks too.
Last year.
I thought it was every 3 weeks.
So
Oh, maybe the year before.
So the question is, why are we looking to do twice a month versus
once a month.
once a month? Previously, it was the third Tuesday of every month. I think given where we are from the district with the budget constraints we have, I think with the perspective of hiring and the needs of personnel, I think to keep the district moving and have continuity, twice a month. And also, selfishly, I think they would be sprints and not marathons because we would be handling district business a lot quicker. So agendas should get a lot tighter.
Is there no way we can do once a month and then as need be, do a second?
I would, personally, from my own perspective, I felt when we went to once a month, it was kind of, you're putting too much information all on one time every month. I like the fact if you spread it out, it gives our administration more time to put things together if something comes up. Second of all, it gives you more time to discuss and have it all brought forward. you have more, I don't like the fact that you're trying to go into an executive session after our board meeting and then you're there till late at night. I like the fact that you have it twice a month and you can spread it out, and I feel it's just more conducive. And I personally think we need to, if our new superintendent feels twice a month is appropriate, I personally think that's what we need to go with.
Can we create a policy that says the board meeting will go more than 2 hours? I know other
No.
districts have done, other districts have done stuff like that, I've seen.
You know, I understand too, some of them are late and it's every couple of weeks. I know we did every 3. Must have been the first year. Things are getting jumbled. I think it's important for us to be supportive of Nerland. If you want to just speak and say, you know, why it's important for us to meet every 2 weeks and, you know, for us to support you in that way.
There are a couple of reasons. First, it is important that a Board of Education meets regularly, and most Board of Education do that for all of the reasons that has been already mentioned. There's a lot that has to be lifted in the district. One of the things that I heard very loud and clear from you and from the individuals that I started meeting with is that the district needs a clear direction. As we set the clear direction, as we set a clear path for district priorities, it is important that the board is abreast and aware of those priorities. And in addition, some of the things that we are constantly in emergency mode for, when we need the board, we always have to wait. And there are certain things that cannot wait. And so when a board is meeting once a month, there's a chance that, first of all board members may not be able to attend. And in addition, you lose the cadence of communication. And if we're going to move forward as a district where we say Rome is rising and Rome is home, it is important that the board meets regularly. And in addition, if we meet regularly, we can take care of business while at the same time reducing the number of hours for the board meeting. So, and in addition, as I had indicated, on a weekly basis, I'd like to send you an overview. And so we're going to be very intentional about what gets presented to the board, because through our weekly board briefs, if you need a summary of information, that will be sent to you through your board briefing. However, when we come here to do presentation and we have leaders doing presentation, that presentation is going to be intentional and it's going to align with the district priorities for the sake of the community and also for your information as well.
I definitely think that if we're going to do the bi-weekly, that's fine, but I personally would like earlier than 6. I mean, but if you guys all decide, I'll do what you, I mean, I'm with you guys, but I just, earlier and be done versus later. Not, I mean,
All right, so let's vote. Any concerns on Monday, or can we all commit to Monday?
I always work till 5 on Monday, so it's gonna be really hard to get here at 5. It takes me like 15 minutes.
yeah, I mean, can we do, how far away are you?
Yeah, not far.
Can you do 15? 15s?
5:15.
So how about we say 5:30? Nice even.
Oh, Cassie doesn't like that. That's forgot. We have to have an even.
5:30.
Just 5:30.
That would make it possible.
Okay. Mondays 5:30. Twice a month. And so we're gonna set the 2nd and 4th Monday here at Bell Road.
Except for the July 23rd.
Yes, we do. We have to keep the July 23rd date, so we would be adjusting after that.
August.
So right now, we're leaving July 23rd as our next meeting.
Yes.
Other
And
than,
then-
other than our board retreat.
Right. But then August 13th. I'm sorry. Okay, that's the first
We're
one.
gonna change, yeah, beginning in August, we'll change it to Mondays.
The second and the fourth.
Gotcha.
Monday.
Thank you.
And 5:30.
Sandy did the schedule based on Tuesdays.
because Mondays are usually, there's some holidays, right?
It will definitely affect the April date. because that needs to be, that's to go through budget vote, and they said that needs to be that particular Wednesday. So whether you choose to do a regular meeting on Monday and have a quick meeting on that Wednesday, just to do BOCES vote, or we could just do the Wednesday. Just do the Wednesday for that particular one, but that one has to be that Wednesday. And then we would also have to look at the election in May and where that falls, and definitely hold a meeting the day after the election to accept those results.
So I'm guessing that we are all in favor of, instead of having an additional special meeting, like just move a meeting in that week
In
to.
the 1 week.
In the 1 week that it would affect, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll know ahead of time though, so it's not, I mean,
Yes.
we're gonna know.
All right. So, with revision, action item 72, resolution establishing day and time of regular meetings and providing for special meetings. Regular meetings, the regular meetings of the Board of Education shall be held on the second and fourth Monday of each month unless otherwise indicated. All meetings shall convene at 5:30 p.m. at district office unless otherwise indicated. Dates and locations may be changed on occasion by a majority vote of the board. All members shall be notified of such change at least 24 hours prior to the original date. For special meetings, the president shall call a special meeting of the board when requested by any member of the board to do so. The president may call a special meeting of the board whenever he, she, or the superintendent considers such a meeting necessary. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I think they want to clarify the location.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She clarified
District office
with 409.
409 Bell Road.
at 409 Bell Road.
Yeah.
And Sandy, we have one opposition.
I missed that.
That's okay. Jeff, what's the name?
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to action item 73, resolution to appoint a voting delegate to the 2024 New York State School Board Association's annual meeting. Resolved that the board president be appointed voting delegate to the 2024 New York State School Board Association's annual meeting. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 74, resolution to appoint first alternate delegate. Resolved that the board vice president be appointed first alternate delegate in absence of voting member to the 2024 New York State School Board Association's annual meeting. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Action item 75, resolution to appoint a representative to Oneida Madison Herkimer County's School Board Institute. So any volunteers for, these are the SBI, I think they're normally quarterly.
Pretty much, yeah. I'll happy to do it. If no one else wants it.
Any other volunteers? SBI? All right. Resolved that Sue Carvelli be appointed to represent the Rome City School District on the Executive Committee of the Oneida Madison Herkimer County School Boards Institute for the 2024-2025 school year, and that who would like to be the alternate?
I mean, I'll be the alternate. I'm also on the safety committee, so I think it's fair if we all take a look at being on something and doing something. So I don't mind being the alternate, but I'm also on safety committee.
I'll
Danielle
take the
came-
alternate.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Danielle came off too, I think, safety committee, so
Are we on?
maybe
Is
even
that one we need?
later.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And that Kirsten Sathan be appointed alternate to represent the Rome City School District. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
Oh, sorry.
Action item 76, resolution to appoint acting superintendent of the Rome City School District in the event of the unavailability of the superintendent. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the following individuals shall be deemed the acting superintendent of the Rome City School District in descending order in the event of the unavailability of the superintendent. In such event, all designees would be authorized to exercise the power of suspension in place of the superintendent. Mrs. Jennifer DePerno, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. Mr. Rob Meza, Assistant Superintendent of Operations and Management. Director of People Operations. Director of Business Operations. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Sue. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Are we like on the home stretch here?
Yeah. You want me to take over?
Sure. 77.
77 or 8?
7.
7, sorry.
Resolution to call for the appointment of acting principal, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, that the following shall be deemed the acting principal of noted school in descending order in the event of the absence of the principal. In such event, all designees would be authorized to exercise the power of suspension delegated to the principal. Do we need to read all the names, or can I
Just
say
say as
something?
listed.
As listed below on page 14 of our agenda, under item 77. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Kirsten.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion's carried. Number 78, resolution calling for appointment of an acting school administrator. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, in the event of the unavailability of the school administrator, the following shall be deemed acting school administrator and would be authorized to exercise the power of suspension, as listed on page, underneath resolution 78 on page 14. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 79, resolution designating staff to accept services in the absence of the district clerk. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the school district clerk, that the following individuals be deemed able to accept service to the district in descending order in the event of the availability of the school district clerk during the 2024-2025 school year. Kathy Brighton, Secretary for the Director of Business and Finance. Katrina Selden, Secretary for the Director of Counseling Services. Kelly Nash, Secretary of the Director of People Operations. Brian Calcara, District Receptionist. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Jen.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 80, resolution to authorize the superintendent of schools to appoint employees. Whereas by reason of vacancies in positions or granting of leaves of absences, which may occur between meetings of the Board of Education, it is resolved that the superintendent of schools is authorized to make conditional appointments of employees to such positions, which shall be subject to approval by the Board of Education at its meeting after the making of such appointments. All such appointees shall be notified that their appointment is subject to approval by the Board of Education. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 81, resolution delegating authority to authorize educational field trips and conferences for staff members. Resolved that the superintendent of schools be given the authority to authorize educational field trips and conferences for staff members during the 2024-2025 school year. All trips authorized shall be reported to the Board of Education. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 82, resolution authorizing the entering of memorandums of agreement with various bargaining units. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education authorizes the superintendent of schools or designate the authority to enter into memorandums of agreements with various bargaining units, which upon mutual consent may alter terms and conditions of existing collective bargaining agreements, subject to board approval. This resolution is valid during the 2024-2025 school year. I move the resolution.
Second.
Seconded by Kelly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Resolution 83, resolution to appoint district safety committee members. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the safety committee be appointed consisting of the following members, as listed on page 16 of tonight's agenda. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second by Kirsten. Any discussion? Is this one where you wanted an alternate?
Danielle and I were both on it. I don't know if that's needed, but we both sat on it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm fine by myself on it, but sometimes it's nice if I can't make it.
Do we have another volunteer?
When are those meetings?
They're usually during the day and they're Zoom. So if anyone, I mean, if anyone's home during the day or is able to Zoom, it's usually, sometimes it's at 1. I mean, I'm usually,
If it's a Zoom after 1 or 1-ish, I could do
I mean,
it.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's always.
It's up to you.
1.
Do you wanna do it?
I can do it with you.
Okay, we can just, one of us can just make sure that we're, there's always someone on. Perfect.
All right, so we're gonna have an addition to add Jennifer Campos.
It's just
As,
nice to have one person representing somewhere.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. And then the last item that we do need to talk about before we leave, before we conclude tonight, is around committees. So we will have our policy committee as required. And then here in Rome, for our new folks, we combine finance and audit into a committee. So, kind of as Kelly indicated, I think we need to make sure that this year everyone kind of is involved in some aspect of the board. So I will take nominations or volunteers around the committees. So we need a chair for each committee. And then I think we want to talk about potentially the addition of a couple other committees. If we're ready for that. Okay.
Ready. BAC is going to be one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for now, we're going to start off the year with 2 board committees. Any volunteers to chair policy?
So can we just talk about times? So I think we just have to be mindful. I know Sue and I talked a little bit about that. When is a good time for people to be able to make it? And I would love to be on finance. I can't do it, Go ahead, Sue.
No, I was just gonna say, we can set that all up.
Yeah.
Once the committee's put forward, we can set it up so that it meets
And
on it.
I know we talked about this before, but I think it's important this year that we have not just 1 or 2 people on finance. I mean, we do not want to go through what has happened in the past. I don't want to be surprised it has to start now and then, but continuing what we're doing. And I think we have to focus on finance. So I think policy is just as important. I know we do a lot of work with that, but I think finance, we should have at least, we can't have a quorum, right?
Right.
So whatever's not the quorum, then we should have volunteers.
Yes. 3.
I will volunteer to chair as a finance committee if no one else would like it.
I would love for you to volunteer to finance.
So I'll be there.
And I will be on that with you.
All right,
Okay,
so
good.
Kelly and Sue.
And then let's have one more.
And again, we can make the times applicable and amenable to people who are on the committee.
All right, I'll go. As long as I just can't be there in the mornings like they are. You know what I mean? That I just can't.
All right.
What's the rule too? I don't know if Jen can help us with that, but as far as Zooming these types of meetings, if we're able to do that or not do that, if it's a finance, does it have to be in person? And I only say that because it will, it makes a difference.
Committee meetings aren't the same as board meetings,
Right.
so it's
Okay.
not an official act.
I would say for finance, you get a lot of packets and information, so that one would be hard to Zoom.
Okay.
Because you'll go over the treasurer's report and it's beefy.
Yeah, especially because we'll have new individuals, so until they're up to speed, so, yeah.
All right. I can give you a hint. I am not volunteering for
Whoa, I thought
policy
you were,
chair.
I was just gonna volunteer you for policy chair.
Nope.
Oh, good.
Just from a transparency, right, with meetings like twice a month, there is an agenda prep that I do the week before with Nerland and the cabinet. So I overextended myself last year, and I'm going to put some boundaries up when it comes to that. So I do think from a new board member perspective, and I know we talked about this a little bit as part of onboarding, policy is the backbone to the district and to what we do. So I think it's incredibly important as new board members to be on policy, to learn, right? Like everything down to our meeting agendas and our meeting attendance policies as board members. So I do think there's really good value in both of you being there.
I'll volunteer, but not to chair.
Okay.
Same.
I'll be on policy, but I don't want to chair either.
Oh dear, you chair?
John, Paula.
I want to hear what these other things you have opportunities with.
For future, we're not ready to discuss some of these things yet, just because I've only been here for 6 days, but it is important that we have a budget advisory committee. And the other thing that I heard loud and clear when I was interviewing is regarding the space issues. So I've heard it from you, and I've also started to hear it from the leaders in terms of our space constraints. So at some point, hopefully soon, we will need to have a space committee to really study this, because this is not going to be kind of like a one-day transition. It's going to be a process.
I wouldn't mind being on policy, but I don't know if I could chair it because I don't know anything about it. So
I mean, it's a hard, policy is hard. I mean, but curriculum was the hardest, and I think that they got through, right? I mean, not that it's the hardest, but I mean, that was the most time consuming, and it's like, it's hard for us. The only problem I had with that is it's hard for us. I don't want us, and I can't make any major, it's hard with that part of it, because that's you, you know what I mean? And
So let me describe kind of what
I was just going to ask you, can
chairing
you describe what a
means.
chair does?
So we're in a unique position because we're moving from our old BOCES policies into the NISBA formatted. So there's a big lift when we talk about going through all of these policies. It's a unique time for us for that. But really, from a policy chair perspective, it's going to be meeting with Nerland and looking at the policies we have. We have state required ones that we must do annually or at a certain duration. So it's really going to be working with Nerland, her taking those policies and delegating them out to the staff, right? So we shouldn't be the ones making recommendations around supported learning or curriculum. That's really for them to come back to us with their recommendations on modifications, and us to be able to ask questions, and make sure we have an implementation plan. So that's really what you're doing as chairing, is making sure it's moving forward and just having insight as to what those policies do and making sure we have processes in place to support those policies.
also, would you be doing, so I had it for a brief moment. So would you want to meet with the chair, where I thought this made a lot more sense than the first time I went in, it was just like too much. Discuss these, and if they're removal or non, obviously not in something like that, and we discuss what we're gonna go through prior to the meeting. I think that's helpful too, because then the chair can meet with you, and then the other two, if they were at the meetings, you know what I mean? I think maybe that, and that's just my opinion, that would make it easier to have multiple people, you know what I mean? So meeting with you, the chair, would alleviate them from actually going to if the other two were there.
Who was
I'm just
on
saying.
policy last year with you, Cassie?
I was for 2 seconds.
So does
And
it make sense for you, since Nadia and Jen are new? Does it make sense for you not to do finance, chair policy,
Okay.
and then Nadia and Jen can jump on either policy or finance?
That's fine with me.
Because we
It's
have
hard
to
when they're
have
new, right.
we want to move things forward enough that next year I might not be on, John might not be on, Cassie might not be on. So you guys have 3 years, and it makes sense for us to set ourselves up like that.
No, you're fine. You're scaring me. You say you're not going to be on, Cassie. So what I will say to you, one of the things that I want to do is take a little pause on policy right now, because we do have a mechanism called board docs. So what I noticed, because some policies were sent to me in May, and I realized that we were doing them on a Google Doc and so on and so forth, which is a lot of work. So staff members are putting in so much work that is not required. And board docs, because the policies are in alignment with commissioner regulation and all of the laws that governs us as a school district. So what we will do, NISBA usually gives you a draft of the policies. You have to be able to connect with your staff to make sure that what the policies are indicating, to really make sure that it's aligned with some of our practices. And then every time we're reviewing these policies, we check what the NISBA updates are, because sometimes regulation change. And based on the regulation, NISBA will give you the language that you need to incorporate into your policies to be able to make sure that you are up to par. But at the same time, the most important thing, it's one thing to have the policies be on paper. It is important to make sure that in the district, the practices align with policies. So that's why this summer, one of the things that Sandy and I worked on is really calling our board docs. We already have it. It's something that we already paid for, but currently we're not using because people are not trained. So I've called the board docs people. I know that Sandy is setting up some board docs training, and that training will also need to be available for the board in general, because all of our policies, all of this paperwork that you have in front of you, you wouldn't need it because the board agenda for our meetings will be on board docs. All of the policies will be on board docs. We have a draft where we can say, okay, this is the language that we want to take away. This is the language that we want to add, so that the policy committee can go really quickly. All you're looking at, because most of the language in terms of law is there, it's if we want to change something, or if we want to change a name or a title and things like that. Those are the basic things. And it will be already on there so that you can look at the draft and make the final decision. It goes to first read, second read, done. Then we finalize it, put it on board docs, and it's right there on the district website, where anytime a person needs a policy, they can go right on the district website under board docs with the district policy and pull up a policy. Right now, the way we are doing it, because we're not using board doc, if I need a policy, I have to ask Sandy for a copy of the policy. And the reality is, you want administrators to have access. You want the community to have access, and so that if in case they want to question something, they'll understand the reason behind it. So right now we're trying to migrate into board docs so that we can kind of like start fresh and have all of our policies that have already been approved to be uploaded, and then we can start this policy. So whoever's going to chair it, don't be afraid. I love policy. I will work with you. I promise you, once we get on board docs, I will work you through the process. It will get easier.
Want board docs.
Okay, just hold on 1 second.
I mean, not board docs, the policy, you can have it. I mean, you can, otherwise I'll chair it. It's up to
So
you.
no, my only question was, because Cassie just kind of, hey, you could chair that. I'm like, you're right, I probably could. But so my question is, because before I sign up for something, I just really want to understand. So now, if we're meeting twice a month for normal board meetings, how often are we meeting for policy board meetings? And if you're the chair, how often additional? I just want to know before signing up, like what does it entail? What are the
It also depends on how extensive the changes are for a policy, right? So if we are creating a new policy, usually the policy committee would want that new policy, just because of new laws, to come forward to the policy committee to make sure that we reviewed it before it comes to first read. But if it's a review or minor refinement, we don't even have to meet.
Probably a standard once a month.
Once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Or sometimes
Ship it.
less or nothing.
Sometimes less or not at all.
Right.
Ship it. Good job.
Because anything that's minor, you can go to first read. It's if there is a question or there's more discussion or the board has a question, you can send it back to policy if you're uncomfortable with the first read or second read.
You'll learn we have
I'll be an
a
alternate
fun
for you.
saying
already have three.
that when we've all decided, we ship it.
Oh,
So
okay.
just in case you hear,
So,
we're
Chair?
shipping it.
Shipping it. Yeah.
shipping it.
All right, so
Okay.
policy committee for this year will be Jeff Dematis as chair, and then Jennifer and Nadia as committee members. Finance and audit, we're gonna have Sue Carelli chair, and then Kelly and Kirsten as members. All right.
And Does that sound? Yeah, I'd be interested in future committees if you need help with space discussions on that.
Still have a space committee. We never took it off. I remember when we put it on and we said we needed to take it off. So that was a while ago, if we all recall. Actually, I don't even know if Sue was here during MVCC. If we go back to that, we were at the Rome MVCC building for our meeting. If we look up the minutes to that, it must have been 2 years ago. So we put a committee together. It was really important to all of us then, 2 years ago. And we've never taken it off as a committee. So it still stands. And you had a lot of great volunteers from your district, teachers, and some parents that had already volunteered on that. So there are people that technically are still on it.
All right.
My last question, I don't know if I can. No. So Sandy's now the clerk, so she'll do executive also?
Sandy can be an executive, yes. Otherwise,
But otherwise, do I still,
I would.
you would do it
Either
now?
myself
Okay,
or
so I don't
Sarah.
have to have anything anymore. Okay, that's
Nope.
all I wanted to know. Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, thank you.
All right. Anything else for discussion? All right. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to adjourn our reorganizational meeting.
Second.
Moved. Moved by Kirsten.
Sorry.
Second.
Seconded by John.
Oh, do we need to give you?
Oh, sorry. All right. One last thing. You all have a crust menu. If you are able to attend the board retreat next week, go ahead and circle your selection, or you can email that to Sandy no later than Friday afternoon.
Where is it?
8:30 here it's at the beaches at 8:30.
8:30 on Tuesday?
8:30 on Tuesday.
I'll email you.
And do you know how long it's gonna be?
Forever.
It is forever.
8:30 to 2 p.m. We promise to end at 2.
Oh, okay.
You will not regret it.
I know.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and adjourn. Moved by Kirsten, seconded by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, everyone have a great rest of your evening.